Hey, Jules Blessed Vegan, and as always, welcome to my channel. And for those of you who are new, I know you can benefit. So I put a picture of myself with my earlier self as the icon for this video, and that literally was taken this month, 36 years apart. Okay, in between, if you followed my story at all, may know, I gained a terrific amount of weight, up to 330 pounds. I lost 100 pounds 5 different times. I had every ailment possible, right? From where do we even begin? Insane migraines to, stage 4 kidney disease to, I mean, it just goes on and on. Thyroid disease, manic depression, God, so many things. Acid reflux, familial tremors, like on and on. Asthma, like no one's business. Okay, yes, I still have asthma, but now it's occasional and it's just provoked by certain things. That was chronic asthma, chronic. And so when I saw that picture and I thought, oh my gosh, that was 36 years ago this month. Wow. Praise God, I am going back to my true self. And it reminded me, I was kind of laughing from the movie The Grinch, where the guy said, you're listening to a little girl who hasn't even grown her nose in yet, because they all had those funny noses. And it's not that my nose is huge. It's just, it wasn't even developed yet. And the same thing, I barely had cheekbones, which I'm certainly getting back at this time. So it was a kick to try and realize, 36 years, I can hardly fathom time. Like, time is so odd to me. How can I proclaim anything as being 36 years ago? But yeah, that was me, 18 and doing it. And I'm just so grateful that I have found the better way. So, I was really just going down memory lane, and I was thinking, there wasn't anything perfect in that picture. When I say I'm getting back to my true self, what I mean is living in the present, eating the best way possible, believing that life is a gift, that there's a lot of opportunity and hope. Certainly, I've had disordered eating, as I've suggested, since I was even 3 years old, and concretely remember being 3 years old, and fretting if my piece of cake wasn't big enough, and 4 years old, and stealing 6 packs of ice cream, from the liquor store, and stealing money from my mom's purse and buying, $10, which was a tremendous amount of money back in the day, of just gum and candy, and vomiting a rainbow of gum in the bathtub from consuming, just gobbling and chewing and swallowing as quickly as I could. Getting kicked out of a babysitting job because I was eating the cake decorator out of House and Home when I thought I was being so disciplined to only take a squirt at a time. Seriously. So many things like that. All the shame regarding food, hiding in my car, hiding in the bathroom. They even had like those big Brigham and dumpsters for recycling in the Safeway parking lot when I was little, and one of them had newspaper. The other one was like broken glass and something else, and so we would climb up into the newspaper one and just sit in there for hours, just binging, whatever it was we could get. And that's just been such a humongous part of my life. I can't even say. And always shame-based, always feeling so terrible about who I am, and all around food, the number on the scale, and then choosing not to weigh myself for years, which was quite a bit of freedom, really, in a lot of ways, but also between not weighing myself in stretch pants, giving myself permission to just go for broke. I finally deciding at 3:30 that I would be content to just be buried in a piano. They didn't have coffins that were a 4X, 5X, 6X, 7X like they do today, okay? There weren't that many options. And people would say, we're going to have to bury you in a piano. You're so fat. And just so many things like that. I wish it wasn't my truth, but I'm okay. What I love is that fortunately I stuck around long enough to find the better way. So I don't know if anyone can see. It was grace for me to see those pictures side by side and say, wow, I'm getting back to that. Because at first I was going to put some frumpy pictures of me to show, oh, how incredibly fat I was. But I was like, no, I'd rather show that through God's grace and raw veganism and being plant-based and just the better way that I'm being restored. I feel like I'm being restored, seriously. And then I was like, it seems so arrogant. Well, what's more arrogant than having a Jules Blessed Vegan channel in which I make videos of myself every single day? So, but anyway, I just wanted to touch base with you guys and just praise God and just be so grateful to this community of people that I've tapped into. I often mention Tanny Raw. She's a social media phenom on every vegan platform, and I love her story because she gets it. I mean, she weighed 215. Now she weighs like 125, at the most, and she eats 18 to 2,000 calories a day, and that is just the way the body's supposed to be. Lean, just lean and strong, seriously. And she's just one of many, but I really love her story, and it gave me a thought that things were possible. So yes, I weighed 330, and it was years ago. More recently, in the last couple of years, I weighed 281. Okay, so yeah, that was 50 pounds down. I weighed 281. And now I'm under 200, praise God. And it's taken me a really long time to give myself permission to get under 200. And I know that seems so weird, like who wouldn't want that? But I did it 6 or 7 times last year. And every time I turned around and sabotaged myself. It was just too scary. And so I would turn around and pack on the pounds. And even during this COVID and the quarantine, and people joked about, the quarantine 15 or 19, I guess, I don't know. COVID-19, Corona. I'm trying to think. I'm still off my game, people, but I'm coming back. I didn't know I'd have such a bad summer cold. But anyway, whatever it was, I was 198 like in May, and I panicked, and I got up to 215, and then by the end, like June, I got back to 198, and then I went back up again to 212, and then finally, when I was starting what's called the Raw Reset, which is a program that Tanny Raw offers, I was exactly 198, like the day of the reset, exactly 198, because I promised myself that I would get back to where I started to begin with. Like, really? How many times? So I started affirming that I was going to be able to let that go and that I had a right to be in the 100s, okay? In the 100s, the high 100s. And so, luckily I've been completely clean, for a long time. And I continue to use my stickers again to appease my inner child. She's so happy to get stickers and just have a running record of me honoring my body and doing my best by myself. And I continue, of course, to use my urge jar, which is seriously full. It is seriously full. These are all the urges I said no to, and I'm going to be adding some again today. I'm continuing to be friends with Coconut, my monkey mind, and Coconut has not been complaining very much, right? Yeah, Coconut's only taken me down like once this month, seriously. So even Coconut's on board with my wellness. But anyway, I just wanted to say that I am proclaiming to the world with confidence that I will continue to let this weight go, that I will live the body that God called me to, so that I can honor his planet, honor the animals, honor his people, and honor myself. I'm all in, people. We're going to keep watching the magic happen. All right. Thanks for checking in. As always, like if you like, join us if you haven't, subscribe. Let me know in the comments below how I may support you, and I will continue to eat clean and stay the course because I've never seen my adult body. I've literally been heavy my entire adult life. I held tight through high school, and right after high school, I had a horrific binge buddy who haunted me everywhere I went, showed up with all my favorite foods all the time, would slip me a receipt for what I owed her. It was the most wicked relationship ever, and from there I just went up. And of course, like any good compulsive overeater, I can remember every weight I ever was. I got to 153, which is the highest I'd ever been, and then 172, which was just like, oh my gosh, you're kidding, and then 193. And oh no, what if I can't get the weight off? And then from there, of course, it just went. So I am happy to be in those high ones because it's been a really long time. And I am going to trust that I'm safe in my body and that I have a right to wellness. Okay, until we talk again, know that I pray for you and know that you're blessed.